Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you all here. Entertainment and technology are continuing to transform each other as they have been doing for over 100 years. From radio to broadcast TV to cable TV, and now to internet TV, with each of these bringing a better experience. With broadcast TV, starting in the 1950s, you could watch video in your home, and that was a miracle at the time. But with broadcast TV, you had only a few networks, and so not much choice. Then came cable TV, where you had hundreds of networks to scroll through. But what consumers really wanted was to be able to choose when to watch. The VCR let them do that to some degree, recording films and TV series to watch later. The DVR made the VCR a little less clunky. The VCR and DVR were early efforts to give people what they wanted: on-demand television. With the internet, we can finally give people what they have always wanted.
The company we chose for this project is Netflix. Netflix is an American entertainment company which offers a wide range of movies and TV series that can be watched online. It was founded by Mark Randolph and Reed Hastings in 1997 in Scotts Valley, California. How Randolph and Hastings came up with the idea for Netflix is still unclear. Originally, Hastings said he got the idea after having to pay $40 in late fees for returning a movie late. But Randolph said that this was a convenient fiction to explain why the company was better than its competitors. Randolph claims the company was started when he and Hastings decided they wanted to create the Amazon.com of something. They decided on shipping DVDs because customers were willing to buy them online and the discs were strong enough to mail. Another story Hastings claims is that the idea stemmed from a math problem, which led Hastings to think about how much data a DVD could hold and how quickly you could disseminate that information through the mail. Netflix's initial business model included DVD sales and rental, focusing on DVD rental by mail. In 2007, Netflix expanded its business with the introduction of streaming media. The company expanded internationally, with streaming made available to Canada in 2010. By 2016, Netflix operated in over 190 countries. In 2013, Netflix entered the content production industry, debuting its first Netflix original series, House of Cards. Netflix is a fast-growing company as it replaces TV in cinemas. It is a very transparent company as well. This is what made us interested, and that is why we chose Netflix as our company.
The first topic of this project is investigative abilities. We started this project with a brainstorm. We thought about the company we wanted to do research on and how we could do research on it. We used the silence brainstorm method. Everybody had post-it notes where they could write ideas on, and we stuck them on one big piece of paper. In this way, no one was talking or shouting at the same time, and ideas would not be judged immediately. After everyone had wrote down ideas, we started discussing them and chose a company based on our own interest, the general publicity, and the ability of finding information about the company. After discussing, we chose for the company Netflix. The second step we took was to make a mind map. A mind map will provide a visualization of information in an organized and understandable way. We made the mind map with Netflix in the middle. The first branches are the different courses we have to discuss during this project. The second branches are different topics we have to do research on. We had the ability to do desk research and field research. We could not arrange a visit to the company, which would count as field research, so we fully focused on desk research. Therefore, we started to do research in an inductive method. This means that we first collected and analyzed data to come to a hypothesis, which is a logical implementation of a theory which can be tested. We were not looking for a specific answer. We gathered as much information as we could related to all the different courses. All the information we gathered is based on facts and figures. This means that there is an objective truth. Since we did not have a company visit, we could not have an interview with someone of the staff of Netflix, and we could not experience the customer journey in their company. An interview is a research method where you have direct contact with the participants to acquire information from and gain an understanding of another person. The participants may be invited to talk about their own attitudes, beliefs, behaviors, or experiences. We had the opportunity to conduct a questionnaire via email with some of the staff from Netflix. A questionnaire is a survey method to collect data about thoughts, experiences, or attitudes as a set of printed or written questions in a predetermined order with a choice of answers. Our questionnaire was based on basic research, which is research to expand general knowledge and developing theories, instead of applied research, which is research to find solutions for a problem or to gain more knowledge about a problem. We asked the staff of Netflix questions about their satisfaction of their work activities, their office building, and cooperation with their colleagues and employers. We mostly use descriptive types of questions. These types of questions gain information with facts and numbers. The results of these questions can be generated as different types of data which have different levels of measurement. The results of all these questions can be categorized as qualitative information, since it's about people's perspectives and interpretations of something. We broadened our research with quantitative information, which contains facts and numbers and can be found in literature.
Using the research techniques which were just mentioned, we have done an internal analysis on Netflix in order to create a clear overview about their organizational structure, leadership style, and internal culture. We saw a similarity between the theory we've learned and how this is implemented by Netflix. Firstly, the organizational structure. Netflix has a functional organizational structure, which means that the organization is divided into smaller groups based on specialized functional areas. The structure is centralized, as CEO Reed Hastings has direct control over the 6 departments, each with individual managers. Their motto is context, not control, implying that very little direction is given to their employees. Instead, employees are held responsible for their actions and are expected to work efficiently and independently. This form of organizational control makes Netflix unique in the corporate world, but it has also been extremely successful, so there seems to be no need to make changes. Secondly, freedom and responsibility. We have taken a closer look at the internal culture in Netflix. Netflix believes that people thrive on being trusted, on freedom, and on being able to make a difference. So they give their employees freedom and empowerment wherever they can. Their goal is to inspire people more than manage them. They trust their teams to do what they think is best for Netflix. Again, through giving them lots of freedom, power, and information in support of their decisions. In turn, this generates a sense of responsibility and self-discipline that drives Netflix's employees to do great work that benefits the company. When we connect the outcome of the internal analysis to the situational leadership styles chart, we can conclude that Netflix uses a delegating leadership style. Netflix's employees are willing and able to do what is expected from them. They are given a lot of freedom and responsibility, and this encourages them to become more self-motivated and satisfied about their job. These factors connect to delegating leadership.
When we look to the economy part of the integrated project, we see that Netflix has a market capitalization of 80.2 billion US dollars from a total capital GDP of 19.3 trillion US dollars. So we can conclude that Netflix is a big company. When we then look for a country for Netflix to set up a new building, then we have to search for a stable and healthy economy. For instance, Germany can be a great country for them to start up a new company. The type of the economy of Germany is that Germany has a mixed economy. It allows a free market economy in consumer goods and business services. This is an indication that they think more on the new classical way. But on the other hand, the government imposes regulations even in those areas to protect its citizens, so they also take a little bit of the Keynesian thoughts. Germany has a common economy in defense since everyone receives the benefit, while those with higher incomes pay more in taxes. The government provides healthcare, insurance and education. That means you pay according to income and receive benefits according to your need. On macroeconomic level, there are different ways to explain why a country is healthy and stable in its economy and what the country can offer your company. For instance, the level of education. As we see on the table, there is around 12% of the Germans with an age of 15 till 29 years old is unemployed, and only 16% of this group does not have an upper secondary education. This shows that there are smart people sitting at home waiting for a job. For Netflix, this will be a great opportunity to relocate to Germany to get young smart people as employees, who will help the company grow and get bigger in the economy. When we look to the unemployment table, we can see that, for instance, the unemployment percentage of Spain is way higher related to the unemployment percentage of Germany. The percentage of people that work in Spain is 20.1%. This means that 1 out of the 5 people in Spain is unemployed. For Spain, where there are around 20 million people employed, the unemployment percentage is really high. In Germany, only 4.2% of the people that have work is unemployed. And in Germany, there are 44.2 million people employed. So when you search for a new location to relocate to, the percentage of unemployment is really important, because when there is a low unemployment percentage, it illustrates that the country is doing well and that the people are willing to work, but that there is not enough work to do. When Netflix would relocate to Germany, it will generate jobs, and on this way the unemployment percentage of Germany will go down. When the percentage of unemployment will go down, it results to that there is more money into the economy of Germany, and this will lead to a bigger investment and growth in companies. The inflation. When we look to the inflation rate of Germany, it also indicates that the economy is healthy in Germany. When looking to the average percentage of inflation in November in Germany, it is 0.26% a month. So that's on yearly base around 1.76%. So yearly the economy of Germany is growing with 1.76%. Netflix is a fast growing company and is already a big company in the economy. So by relocating to Germany, it will be a great opportunity for them to grow on a healthy economy of Germany. When we look to Germany in the longer run of last couple of years, the table shows that Germany is stable in their inflation rate. When the inflation of Germany is growing for around 1 to 2% per year, there is no indication on the tables that the economy in Germany will crash or lead to a big employment percentage.
Business law and ethics, as the name suggests, encompasses two main components: business law and ethics, or in other words, sustainable development. We have looked at both these components for the company Netflix. Netflix legal team. Netflix has its own legal team. This legal team is focused on collaborating with their business partners to find effective, efficient solutions. From transactions to public policy to litigation to advice and counsel. Their lawyers are trusted advisors who help foster innovation. Lawsuit. Since Netflix is a huge company, they have been dragged in quite a lot of lawsuits. One of the biggest is a lawsuit with Relativity. This concerns a $1 billion lawsuit. The company claims that Netflix is tossing out Relativity with the streaming of 2 movies and that this is a breach of contract. So they broke the terms that were set in the contract between Netflix and Relativity. When Relativity was almost bankrupt, they claimed that Netflix legally expressed doubts about the capacity of the company while they were trying to get back on its feet. So Relativity went after Netflix again in October, with declarations that Netflix probed doubts about the company's ability to make a go of the 2 films, which was, according to them, extremely damaging to their reputation. In December, Netflix hit back with its attempt to get the matter thrown out. Code of Ethics. The board of directors of Netflix has adopted a code of ethics. This code is for its directors, officers, and other employees. This code has been designed to deter wrongdoing and to promote an honest and ethical conduct, including the ethical handling of actual or apparent conflicts of interest between personnel and professional relationships. These are the conflicts of interest. A full, fair, accurate, timely, and understandable disclosure in reports and documents that a registrant files with or submits to the Securities and Exchange Commission and in other public communications made by the company. This is the disclosure. Compliance with applicable governmental laws, rules and regulations. The compliance. The prompt internal reporting to an appropriate person or persons identified in this code of violations. The internal reporting. And accountability for adherence to this code. Accountability. Not only Netflix, the company, has its ethical values, its boss has them too. Netflix's CEO and co-founder Reed Hastings just joined a growing list of tech leaders offering up their vast fortunes for charity. He took to Facebook on Tuesday to announce a new $100 million philanthropy called the Hastings Fund, which will focus on kids' education. The Hastings Fund is in line with the Netflix CEO's longtime focus on education. Hastings served on the California State Board of Education and is a board member of several educational organizations. The new foundation will operate through the Silicon Valley Community Foundation. Hastings' net worth is $1.5 billion, according to Forbes. The first 2 gifts from his fund will go to the United Negro College Fund and to Hispanic Foundation of Silicon Valley, totaling $1.5 million to support Black and Latino college education.
From our research, we can conclude that Netflix is a fast-growing company with a delegating leadership style in which employees are given a lot of freedom and responsibility. We looked at the overall market and found out that opening a new office in Germany would be very functional for Netflix. The company has a strong legal team and won the lawsuit against Relativity. We learned that the company, as well as the CEO, have strong ethical values as they have adopted a code of ethics and started the Hastings Fund.